everyone, my name is Sofia Uribe and my case study country is Colombia. I will begin by providing a brief overview of the country, including and covering most of its demographics. Colombia is officially known as La República de Colombia and it's located in South America. It has a population count of 47,698,524 people. Its capital is Bogota and its dominant religion is Roman Catholicism. The official language is Spanish, however, there are many other indigenous tribes that speak in their own tongue. Going off of this, there is a large Amerindian population as well as a large and the majority of a mestizo population. There is also a dominant Afro-Colombian population which stems from the slavery in the colonial time period. The history of Colombia begins long before such colonial time period, however. Amerindians lived in Colombia harvesting crops and fishing before Alonso de Ojeda landed in the year 1500, claiming the land for Spain. However, permanent settlements weren't created until 1533. These settlements were Cartagena and Santa Marta. In 1538, Bogota was founded. In 1564, the land was made a captaincy general, which means it became an official Spanish colony. By becoming an official Spanish colony, the land thrived and many slaves were brought to the country. Later on, in 1810, Colombia tried to declare independence from the Spanish crown. However, the Spanish came back in 1815 and reclaimed the land. In 1819, Simón Bolívar defeated the Spanish and created what is known as La Gran Colombia. La Gran Colombia is a massive nation consisting of modern-day Colombia, Venezuela, Panama, and Ecuador. La Gran Colombia began to break up in 1830. Panama and Colombia stayed united and broke away in 1903. After this breakaway, the early 1900s seemed to bring peace to the country of Colombia. However, La Violencia, a massive civil war, broke out in 1948. La Violencia was primarily a conflict between the Conservative Party and the Liberal Party. It was a political feud which caused extreme violence for all of the population. La Violencia ended with La Frente Nacional, a coalition of conservatives and liberals. It provided for alternation of the conservative and liberal parties in the presidency, and an equal sharing of ministerial and other government posts. It also allowed for an equal representation in all executive and legislative bodies. The agreement was to remain in force for 16 years, equivalent to 4 presidential terms, 2 each for the conservative and liberals. Although it seemed that all was peace, more civil war ensued after La Gran Violencia. This was due to the creation of left-wing guerrilla parties. The 2 left-wing guerrilla parties primarily were las FARC and la ELN. Las FARC stands for Fuerzas Armadas Revolucionarias de Colombia and ELN, el Ejército de Liberación Nacional. Both guerrillas were influenced by Soviet communist movements. This civil war tied into the drug and cartel narcotics issues that plagued Colombia, specifically the Pablo Escobar cartel of cocaine. Such cartel has given Colombia's reputation. The massive cartel seemed to end with Plan Colombia. Plan Colombia was an agreement between Colombia and the United States. The plan was originated by Colombian President Andrés Pastrana in 1999 and was signed alongside the United States President Bill Clinton in 2000. The original plan spanned over 6 years and aimed to end Colombia's long-armed conflict, eliminate drug trafficking, and promote economic and social development. Once signed, the objectives differed for each country, but there was a significant overlap of goals. In theory, the focuses were to halt the illegal drug intake and promote peace while developing the economy, increasing security, and end drug trafficking. Overall, the U.S. provided funding to the Colombia to combat the massive drug trafficking and paramilitary groups. To win the conflict with the guerrilla groups, Juan Manuel Santos, former president of Colombia, attempted to negotiate with las FARC with an agreement called La Paz. Although the vote of the population voted no, the plan fell through, but essentially the groups came to an agreement with the government. Colombia's economy seems to be booming, with a 309.2 billion GDP in US dollars. The economy consists of primarily private enterprises. The government involvement is limited to industries like railways, petroleum, and telecommunications. The government has attempted to increase economic stability. There is also a huge agriculture component to the country. Due to its climatic variation and vertical zones, a long list of agricultural crops come from Colombia. For example, coffee seems to be the backbone of economy as it is its largest export. Colombia also exports bananas, plantains, sugarcane, and flowers. The foreign trade is concerned with exportation of raw materials and importation of machinery and manufactured goods. Colombia's largest trading partner is the United States, and it also seems to trade with China, Mexico, and countries in the European Union. Despite the negative reputation Colombia seems to hold, it's become to be a home for tourism. Its many festivals, such as La Feria de las Flores and La Carnaval de Barranquilla, attract many tourisms worldwide. La Feria de las Flores is located in the region of Antioquia, specifically the city of Medellin. El Carnaval de Barranquilla, as said in the name, is located in Barranquilla. There's also a tremendous amount of religious tourism due to the fact that it has a strong religious influence. Many of the towns and cities in Colombia are characterized with a plaza that features a Catholic cathedral. Overall, tourism is increasing in Colombia due to its food, people, and beautiful country. All in all, I have learned a lot about my home country. Although I thought I had vast knowledge on Colombia before, after this case study, I have learned a massive amount of knowledge. For example, I was unaware of the large United States influence that occurred during the drug cartel violence. I was also unaware of the large tourism market that was occurring. I believe that overall, Colombia is attempting to turn over a new leaf and get rid of the negative reputation that has plagued since the 1980s. Thank you for your time. Here are my sources.